It's another Thrifty Thursday, and I have several fun things to share today. This past weekend, my husband and I went to some yard sales and thrift shops while my son was taking his SAT. I was extremely nervous for him, so it was really good to have something like that to do to keep my mind off of things until it was time for his test to be over. So this was a great distraction. And I did find quite a lot of cool things. At the yard sales, I didn't find very much at all for junk journaling, just these two items. But in a minute, I'll show you the thrift store haul that I found for junk journaling supplies. That was much more profitable. But first off, this is just an opened bag, but that's fine because I have been wanting this same brand in the same mix for a while. I think it's on Amazon, and I didn't want as much as they wanted to sell. I just literally just wanted one bag because I have a couple of ideas that I want to try with these that I had seen on Pink Paper Peppermint's channel. So I was super excited to get this little bag. And then I just picked up this Cinderella book for 25 cents. I will probably use the cover to make a journal at some point, but I mainly got this for fussy cutting out some of these images to put inside of other Disney journals. And I am currently still working on some. That project got put a little bit on hold because my brother's scan and cut that I was using to cut out some die cuts to go in the Disney journals, the blade and the mat both finally just showed me that they needed replacing. So I'm waiting on those replacements to arrive. I had to order them because my scan and cut is one of the older models that's been discontinued, and so a lot of the refills and things that you buy in the store won't work with my model. So I'm putting that on hold, and I'm starting on another journal today, or I'm filming this a couple of days before Thursday. So be on the lookout for the Disney journals, of course, but I'm also working on other fun projects. And then after the yard sales, we headed to a few thrift shops, one of which was new to me. And I found this coupon saving file, still in the packaging, 1980, and it was $1. And it's just one of those expanding folder files that I will use to store paper ephemera and things like that. I thought it was fun, and I thought the packaging was fun too. So I snagged that. And then, I know a lot of people seem to find these pretty easily where they live, but around here, I never see vintage playing cards that aren't just plain. So I was so excited about these. These were 75 cents each bag, which my husband, I think, thought was a little high, but when I explained to him how much these sell for in like groups of 5 on Etsy, he was like, oh. So I thought this was a great deal. These are super fun 60s looking flowers, and they have some beautiful aging around the edges here. So that was one pack. And then I found this old maid game, and I don't know how old this is. I don't think it's super old, maybe 80s. I know I used to play Old Maid a lot. And Go Fish. Those were my 2 favorite card games growing up. 1985, renewed in 95. So I guess the original artwork was done in 85, and it was reprinted in 95. But these are the ones that have the little characters with the first and their names are rhyming or just funny. I thought these were so fun. So that's my old maid deck. And then I got one more regular playing card set, but instead of plain numbers, I think these have animals or bunnies. Yep. I had never seen these before. The back of them is just plain, but the front has these little cute little bunnies. Oh, there's more. There's squirrels, and someone put these in order. Kitty cats and raccoons. This one's been bent and folded. It's funny. So yes, these were adorable. I'm excited about that. Finally found some vintage greeting cards. And then I picked up 3 vintage patterns. These aren't super old. These are 70s, probably early 80s, late 70s maybe. This is it's like playwear for children with stretched knits, and this is 1974. This is women's skirts. My mom had a skirt almost just like this. I remember when the plaid tweed-like material was in 1979. And then I don't like using McCall's as much just because, if you know what I'm talking about, they're wider than the other patterns, so they don't make a journal quite as well unless you cut off this portion right here. But I have made them with McCall's. And this is 1978. So those were fun, and I don't know what kind of condition. This one looks never used. This one also looks open but not used. And this one, it was either never used or very nicely folded back. Okay, my husband saw this up on a high bookshelf, so he grabbed it for me. It's got a considerable amount of wear and dirt and grime, so this will have to be cleaned. But I have never seen this before. First of all, I didn't know that you could make this much with a microwave. I remember microwaves were all the rage, and everyone was finding things to cook in them when they came out and became somewhat affordable. So this is just like one of those Betty Crocker binders, but supposedly all microwave cooking. I remember when they had the temperature probes. As rough as the outside looks, the inside pages are pretty clean. And then we found a couple of things tucked in to some of the pages. Let's see if I can find that. See something right here. Yeah, just little snippets of magazines and things, and then one surprise little Betty Crocker recipe card, chicken confetti. So I don't know if I'm going to turn this binder into a journal or not, but I will definitely use the pictures and the tab dividers. And for 50 cents, I think that's how much it cost, maybe $1. I thought it was a great deal. Okay, someone put their microwave oven manual in here too. They just hole punched it and put it in. That's neat. And I don't know the date on this, but let me see. I'm gonna guess 81. Let's see how close I am. Watch there not be one. I don't see one. Certainly there's a copyright somewhere. Wait, this might be another separate booklet because I don't see that. The pages are stapled, so maybe this is where the book begins. But again, no date. Weird. What would be your best guess for this book? I'd love to hear. Judging from the decor and the fonts used. Okay. I was super excited about the next one because this has been in my Amazon wish list in my or not my cart, but my Amazon wish list for a long time, and I found it for $1. This is a reprint of the original Betty Crocker's picture cookbook, and I don't know what year that came out, but all I wanted this for was, of course, it would make a really cool journal itself, but I really wanted it to cut apart and use the pictures and the recipes because it is literally a reprint. 1950 originally and reprinted in 98. So the pictures are great. These little cutouts are awesome for ephemera. Some of these I recognize from the binder. Oh, we got more stuff tucked in here. So yes, I was excited to find this because this is like one of my top 20 things I've been looking for, and one of the things I refuse to pay new price for on Amazon. This is not junk journaling, but I feel like every time I go into thrift shops I see this book, so I just grabbed it. This is a book on little soft doll patterns, and I made some of these for my daughter when she was little. This style, I made a little mermaid, but I would love to make more. I think they're adorable. I think they'd be cute baby gifts. And I have so much fabric stashed away for junk journals that I think I will be able to use what I have without having to buy a thing to make some of these. So, and all the patterns are in the back. This is just a great book to have on hand. Like I said, I've been looking at it for several years but had not bought it. It's by Hilary Lang. And then I am actually getting a little bit low on my music sheets. So I found this favorite piano album. The cover was beautiful, and so it looks hardly used, if at all. And this is just plain, no words, classical pieces for piano by a range of different composers, published in, okay, give me a second, 1958, I believe, 68, 58, one of those two. And then, it's funny, I just commented on Sheree at Turquoise Dreaming's thrift haul a couple of weeks ago that one of the items she found was one that I had never been able to find, but came close to finding several times, but it was like the one missing from a set. But I found one this weekend. I found a Childcraft Make and Do. And I think these are republished every year. So this one is 85. So obviously the pictures are gonna be in the late 70s, early 80s. But I love them. They're so bright and colorful. They make great additions to just colorful eclectic journals. And honestly, the projects look really fun. I don't know if you guys remember Highlights magazine, but I used to get that as a child, and I would actually do a lot of the crafts that came with it, and they turned out really cute. And so this book reminds me of some of the stuff that they would have. This store priced their vintage books starting from the 80s back higher than the other books. So I did pay $3 for this one, but it is one of the weekly reader book club editions of Little Toot, which is one of my favorite stories. And again, it's just begging to be made into a junk journal because look, it's already separating from the spine. It's super, this little face. It is just adorable, and I'm excited about this. I don't know if I'm going to keep all of the pages intact or just, use it as a journal that is nautical / ship themed. I think that'd be a fun thing to do. So yes, I was excited about this one. This was a lot of books this time, y'all. I'm realizing that as I go through. This was a Another music book that has been greatly used because it's literally taped together. But I love the colors of the cover. I could reinforce this and make a neat journal out of it. And the pages inside are just beautiful. So these are more for choirs and things like that with words. So I was excited about this little thing. I think this counted as a paperback, so it was 25 cents. And magazines also count as paperbacks. So I found this. I'm sure you guys have one of these or have seen them everywhere. It's one of the Wilton Cake annual magazines / catalog, because it tells you how you can order these things that you need. But I got it for the images because the cakes back then were so colorful, so bright, and so celebratory looking. And so I needed to grab this. I did not have one of these yet in my collection, so I love them. So I love these magazines so much. I actually got the same book that, you know, when I was learning how to bake in high school in the 90s. And so actually my mom made this cake for me. I remember this cake. But yes, I learned how to bake cakes and decorate them and quickly realized I did not enjoy it at all. But I did buy one of these in the 90s as to learn how to make the different shapes with the icing tips and all of that. I remember going to baby showers and asking at the end of it if I could have the little things on the cake. And the last item is just a little magazine that I picked up. This is very 80s and in great shape. It has some of these cards inside, which I love to put in journals as ephemera, but I had to grab this as well. Like I said, it looks not even looked at. So I remember these purses. Oh my goodness. So that was my thrift haul for the week. I'm excited about it and I wanted to share it with you. I can't wait to see what everyone else found. Thank you so much for watching today, and please like and subscribe, and then head over to Sheree at Turquoise Dreaming to see what everyone else found this week. Thanks for watching and talk to you soon.